get my 6. What's up, everybody? If I seem a little winded already, it's not because I've been running, but it's because I just made 2 videos with my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, for her channel Life with Dearly, but only one of them will be uploaded. So this video is going to be titled something like Family Update. They're back to normal. I knew that in time it would feel like they never left, and that I thought it would take a week or 2, but it's actually starting. This is like our second full day back together since my wife and son Daniel returned from the Philippines after having been gone for almost 3 months. But it's so funny with these videos we made. It's like, boom, we're back to normal. And here's what I mean by that. The first video we made, and it was supposed to be one video. She brought home like an entire suitcase of this. It's called dried fish. It's very common food in the Philippines. They'll catch fish, many different types, and squid. She brought back some dried squid. And they'll let it sit out in the sun and basically bake in the sun or ferment for 30 days. And then when has a very pungent odor. Translated to not caring about how it sounds, it stinks. It's very foul. And when you cook it, if you cook it in the house, it will just, your whole house will smell like dried fish for a couple of days. So we were making a video about this, talking about my first experience with dried fish, Dearly's first experience with a real cheeseburger, which she got here in the U.S. at Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Not sponsored, not being paid to promote, but they are delicious burgers. If you have a Five Guys in your area, you know what I mean. If you've never eaten there, go. You're missing out. And we were just telling the story about how Dearly thought for almost 30 years, she was 28 when she moved here 5 years ago, she thought she didn't like hamburgers or cheeseburgers. And I was telling her the whole time we're in the Philippines, the 6 years that I lived there, didn't know they're delicious. You've just not had a good one. And of course, it didn't help when all my English friends that would be hanging out with us would talk about how only Americans can ruin a perfectly good piece of beef by grinding it into a burger. And if you want to have beef, go eat a nice steak. Hey, listen, brah, there's a time and a place for steak, and there's a time and a place for a burger, okay? Stop hating. But that didn't help. But anyway, and then we talked about how with the dried fish, it stinks. Some of it is not very good to me. Dearly loves most of it. But I found a couple of different types that I actually enjoyed and that I loved, and some that I would eat regularly with breakfast. And so we're explaining all this. Made a 15-minute long video doing this. All of a sudden, the camera stopped. And I'm like, oh, your storage must be full. So I get her phone, and I look, and her storage is full. And I'm like, how did you let this happen? This is the tool you use to work with. This is what you make videos with for your channel, and you're letting the storage get full so that you're halfway through a video and it just stops because you got all these pictures and all these selfies. She's like, it's okay. She takes the phone. She goes, we just start where we left off. Well, then she deleted the video. She says I did, but I didn't. Whatever, 15 minutes, it's gone. It's gone forever. And so I get all frustrated, and the temperatures have hit the 90. It's 90 now. It was still low 80s when we started because it's weird here in Virginia. It's tolerable to be out to a certain point in the mornings, and then all of a sudden, holy crap, what is that? What is that? Hold on. Wait. What in the name of God is that? Look at that. Right there on the fence. What is that? What is that mysterious creature? It's on the fence where the chickens and rabbits used to be. Is that the panther? What in the world is that? Where'd it go? Man, that might have been a Bigfoot Sasquatch. There was something standing right there, looking up here as I make this video. in the world was that? That was weird. I don't know if that was a small animal on a fence post, because after then I put the phone back in and everything was completely gone. I don't think it was an animal on a fence post. I think what I thought was a fence post might have been its torso and its body. Whatever, it's out here creepy crawling around in the grass now. This video might not be titled anything about family. It might be titled something about creepy crawlies in the grass. I don't know. Anyway, here's my point. So I'm getting all frustrated because we spent 15 minutes. It's hot now. The video's gone. I'm like, now what? And she goes, it's okay. We start over. I was so upset. I took my shirt off. I have to put it on for these videos because I'm too sexy for YouTube. YouTube will mark my videos not being suitable for all advertisers if I take my shirt off. And everybody's like, how can that be? You see people mostly naked on YouTube dude, because they're not as sexy as me. I mean, once you reach a certain point of sexiness, YouTube's like, no. No, those other people, I mean, it's no, you keep your shirt on. And I'm not being discriminated against for any reason other than the fact that I'm too sexy for YouTube. All right, so anyway, she said, well, let's just start. I said, you do it alone. And so she goes, okay. So I hit record, and she gets about a minute into this video. And then I was like, dude, she was gone for 3 months, and you're going to let something like this just fluster you? So I calmed down and put my shirt back on, jumped back into the video with her, made the video. And of course, I didn't retell the stories. We just went, whatever we talk about is what we talk about. These videos are not scripted. We just hit record and go with it. But I was reminded of something she taught me and something our son Daniel taught me. And that is about dealing with, viewing, and living with and loving the people you love unconditionally, and accepting, like for me and my former American businessman mindset. I mean, I was a broker for 8 years. You learn time truly is money. You learn that there's a difference between being busy and being productive. Most people, even in America, most people will spend their days being so busy they can't fit anything else in their time, in their day, because they're so busy. But rarely are they productive. They'll spend their time running around like a dog chasing its tail, physically exhausted by the end of the day because they've been busy all day, but they haven't produced anything. They've been completely unproductive. Well, brothers and sisters, when you work on Wall Street, you learn the difference between being busy and being productive. And a lot of veterans out there, a lot of active military members, what I learned from the Army 6 years is that you learn just how valuable those 24 hours you have in a day are, and about just how much productivity you can fit in them if you don't spend a big part of them sleeping, lounging around, eating potato chips while you're watching TV, whatever. So you combine the two, a business mindset, military mindset, and it's like every minute is precious. And so that's why I was getting flustered that we lost that video. We did all that work and lost that video. But what my wife and my son has taught me is that no moment, no minute, no second is as precious as the minute and the moments and the seconds you spend with those that you love and those who love you unconditionally. So it became, instead of being flustered and frustrated by having to make a video again because something happened with the phone, and I viewed it as a blessing, as a gift, as an opportunity to spend another 10 or 15 minutes doing the same thing over again with the woman that I love more than anybody in the world. Tied with my son. They're tied. Number one, those two. Once upon a time, I couldn't see things that way. I couldn't view things that way because I had not been taught those lessons by my wife and my son. And I've been taught those lessons now, but I do need to continue to remind myself of those lessons. Now, with all this said, I want to speak to those of you who have only recently, within the last month or the last couple of weeks, started watching my channel, not because of the Bigfoot Sasquatch that may or may not live in the woods behind my house, not because of the corns and the beans, whatever, but because of a series of videos I made about a month or so ago, about family and about having been estranged from both my birth family and my adult children for 10 years and blah, blah, blah. But then I heard from both in the same day. It was really an amazing experience. I've been touched by how many people, especially in America, that have been affected by this same issue, estrangement from family. I want to point out that my own experience thus far has not resulted in a happy ending. So many people watch that video and they think, oh, this is great, and you heard from both of them, it's over, the estrangement's complete, everybody's back together, and everybody has gotten past whatever happened. Nothing happened. If anything, the biggest dominant factor in this situation has been untreated mental illness with people within our family. And I'm not going to say who. That's just disrespectful. I never said this person has this condition, they've never gotten treatment. But that has been what the issue is here. So it's not like now that contact has been made, it's all been a happy ending. Clearly in that video, you saw that the only reason my daughter contacted me was to let me know she never wants to have contact with me. Okay, now I think a lot of people have watched those videos and they say, oh, but the rest, you called them all, right? Yeah. Oh, so there's a happy ending. Maybe. My sisters? Yeah. Been enjoying, loving every minute of becoming reacquainted with these now adult women. But not everybody has had the same response. Some have made it very clear to me they have no desire to now or ever have any sort of relationship with me. It's been made clear. So it's like there was this 10-year gap, then it was reiterated, and now time starts to... Let me tell you, though, I am happy, I am free, I'm happy, joyous, and free because I did what I had to do. I took that step to make that contact. And it's one step. The step involves making the contact. There's not 10 steps that need to be done. It's not, okay, now you make the contact and now you spend the next 6 or 8 steps groveling and begging. No. We don't beg around here and we don't grovel. This is me. This is who I am. If you want to have a healthy relationship that remains positive going forward, I'm in it. If you want to have nothing to do with me, or if you want to have a toxic relationship where we act like there's all these terrible things out there that aren't, where we act like there are these situations that exist that don't, so we can continue to feed your illness that you refuse to get help with, no. Because your illness will no longer be my illness. So listen to me, folks. If you're here because of those videos, understand, with many of those folks with whom I had no relationship for the last 10 years, I still have no relationship, and I probably will never have a relationship. But that doesn't mean that that's a sad ending to the story. It doesn't mean it's a bad ending to the story. It's still a good, and I don't even want to say it's the end because we never know how things might evolve. Listen to me. Hear me. I did what I had to do. My demons in regard to this situation they've been exorcised. It's over. I'm at peace with it, and I can continue to move forward, which I never stopped doing anyway. But I was moving forward carrying some baggage. Well, that baggage has been let go. Now, if those other people, and again, I don't say this with disrespect, if other people want to continue to be bitter, if they want to continue to be negative, if they don't want to move forward in a positive light, or that's their choice, that's their right, that's their life. And it's still beneficial to me because I got to see how I can go right back to that place, because that's the place from where I come. And I did it this morning when my beautiful bride Dearly, aka Giggly Girl, and I were making a video that got lost. I got angry. I felt embittered. This was 15 minutes of my life I'll never get back. Okay, but I can also make the other choice to say, you know what? Stuff happens. This wasn't our fault. I love this woman, and I love spending every single minute that I have an opportunity to do so with this woman. Record the video again. Make the choice to be better, to be positive. But we don't all have to make the same choices. But what I'm telling you, and I'm talking about this because I've gotten some comments this morning about how that video inspired others to reach out and contact people they hadn't heard from or of in years, and the contacts didn't go so well, and now they're kind of back to where they were and they kind of feel bad. I'm back to where I was with more than half the people that I was in that situation with too. Do I feel bad? No, I feel better. Listen, we did what we could do. We can't control the other people and how they think and how they perceive reality. And so your bag has been released. Continue to move forward with a lighter load because you've done what you can do to release the baggage. Others will carry their baggage to the grave, and they will go to that grave sooner because negativity, pessimism, negative outlook ages you. It makes you sick. I'm convinced, like I know a guy out this way who only sees the negative side of everything and everyone. I am convinced that causes certain physical diseases that will put you in the grave 10 to 20 years sooner than you would if you saw the good, if you saw the gray, if you realize most of life is gray. It's not just black and white, all bad or all good. It's all this or it's all that. If you don't agree with me on my political views and we can have nothing else in common, I want nothing else to do with you, etc. That type of thing, that's for that guy. That has nothing to do with my family. You're killing yourself. You're killing yourself slowly with your negative attitudes, your bad outlook on everything, because your body is internalizing that. If you're one of the people that saw that series of videos and you got inspired to reach out and you made your contact and it didn't go as well as you had hoped, it went the way it was supposed to. Things happen in God's time and His way, not ours. Accept it, move forward knowing your load has been lightened. And we'll see you for more next time from here at Homesteading Off the Grid. No matter what the hell this channel's about, no matter how many the hell times we have to make these videos without erasing them. And maybe one day we'll figure out what in the heck that strange, creepy, crawly creature was down there listening to me make this video. See ya.